Hey y'all, hey, it's Felicia from Sew with Felicia, and today we are sewing the Jalie shorts pattern. Now, I am making some modification to the shorts. I'm not showing the undershort to it, like, you know, the bikini brief. I'm not going to do that, but we are going to come up with a nice short. So let's get sewing. All right, I already have my pieces cut out. We have the back waistband, the front waistband, both cut on the fold. We have 4 pocket pieces because it takes 2 pieces to make 1 pocket. We have 2 front pieces and we have 2 back pieces. Now I am using a 100% polyester moisture wicking material to make mine. We're going to start with attaching our pocket pieces to the front side of the short first. This has 2 fronts and 2 back pieces because we're putting a pocket. Now, if we weren't putting a pocket, we very well could have 2 total pieces, 1 for each leg. All right, so we are going to attach the pocket right sides facing. Look at that, I didn't cut it apart, so let's get to that. There we go. Check the other one. All right, very good. Remember, we need mirror images. So with a mirror image, the opposite will go on, the opposite of this pocket will go over onto the back. So we're going to go ahead and line this up. We're going to pin and click it front sides together. This is the pocket. And turn it around so you can see it a little better. Like that. So this is the end of the short, or the side. You see the curve here. All right, and this is where your pocket goes. This is the saddle there. So you just line it up. And we're going to sew a straight stitch straight down here. Now I'm sewing with the finishing stitch. However, if you're going to sew it with a straight stitch, just do so, right? I always use 1/4 inch seam allowances. I don't even know what the seam allowance is for this sewing pattern, but I use 1/4 inch all the time. However, you use a straight stitch going up, you know, going down the length, and then go ahead and zigzag in the seam allowance. If you're sewing with knits, you don't necessarily have to do that because knits don't fray, but it's completely up to you. If you're up for the challenge, straight stitch and then zigzag in the seam. Use as many pins or clips to keep your pattern pieces together. And don't sew over clips or pins ever. We've sewn our pocket pieces on. Now let's sew them onto the back pieces. Grab the other 2. And remember, because these are mirror images, they will only go on, once you put the first 2 on, they'll only go on one way, okay? So we've got our pocket pieces here. We have our back pieces and we have our pocket pieces. Here is our saddle seam and here's the front of the shorts. So right sides together for these pocket pieces. Again, we are lining up the side that has the straight edge and the bump or the curve or whatever you want to call it, okay? I'm also sewing these a bit differently than I believe the Jalie pattern has, you know, written in there to sew them, but either way we come out with the same thing. Use as many clips or pins as you need. There's no right or wrong number. There's no perfect number. You use what you need. All right, now we're going to straight stitch down that too. Here we go. Now the other side. Okay, we have put together our pocket pieces on our front and back pieces. So now what we're going to do is take a right leg and a left leg pattern piece and put it together. Let's go ahead and put clips here. Line up those seams. And we're going to put a clip at the bottom of the pocket too. Keep these seams together. Okay, and then we'll put another clip down here at the bottom just so we can keep them lined up. Help us keep them lined up. And so now what we're going to do is sew across, down, around, and down. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Put as many clips or pins as you need to. Let's get to sewing. All right, and let's do the other side. All right, so we've done one side. Let's do the other side. Let's first clip together our seam allowances. Now we've got it clipped up. Now we're gonna sew from here, down and around, and down. Let's sew. Whenever you need to pivot, make sure when you stop, you drop your needle down into your fabric, pivot your fabric, and then put your presser foot down and continue to sew. This helps to keep our fabric in alignment. All right, guys, we have sewn the front and the back, or sewn both legs rather. We've sewn the front and the back together, and we've done both legs. Now, we are going to put it together. So right sides together. We're going to use some clips or pins, whichever you have. There are notches in this fabric, so you can line up, match up your notches. We're going to be sewing the saddle seam. So we're going to sew the front and then the back, or whichever way we sew, but the saddle seam is what we're working on now. So that was the front. The back is identified by 2 notches. All right, so now we're gonna sew down and around and down and around. Let's go. All right, make sure you pull your fabric at least 2 inches away from your needle and then snip close to your fabric, but don't snip your thread like I did. All right, this helps you to helps to keep the thread from being pulled up with the thread take-up lever when you sew again. Right, because the whole mechanism, if the thread's too short, it will pull it out of your needle, the thread out of your needle when you begin to sew again. And so you'll be re-threading your machine. All right, snip it. Let's snip our tails. Good idea to snip as you go. Okay, and so now this is what we have, something that's resembling shorts. The back is always higher than the front because the back needs rise for your bum bum. All right, let's now sew this saddle, well, the legs, right? So we're gonna push our seams to one side, put a clip, line them up and put a clip or pin there, whatever you're using. I'm using clips. Then I'm gonna clip the bottoms, the ends, the bottoms of the shorts. Gonna clip those. And then, yeah. And now we're gonna sew just like that. And now we have shorts with no waistband. Let's get to the waistband. So we have the front piece, which has notches in it. And we have the back piece, which does not. The back piece is also longer than the front. So we are going to pin the sides and sew down along both sides, make it one big loop. Let's go. All right, we have a waistband. So now what we're going to do is fold it in half. Let's put some clips. Did you put some on your lip? No, really?
Slice of cheesecake.
All right, let's get our waistband clipped onto these shorts. We are going to flip our shorts right side out. I have the front of the shorts facing me. Okay, we put the waistband on with our clips. Now we're going to sew all the way around through all of the layers. So check your layers and leave about a 2 to 3 inch opening for your elastic. Check our pants, our shorts, snip our thread tails. Left our opening, left about 2 inches. Let's look at these and see if they line up. Okay. Okay, I'm checking the sides, see that lines up, lines up. The pockets are in the front, sewn down flat. Here are the shorts. Now we just need elastic. And yeah, let's get our elastic. All right, we got our elastic. We have our safety pin. Let's get to threading through. Find our opening. Where is our opening? Right here. Are we threading it through the waistband, a portion of the thing? Let's get it in there. Make sure you don't twist it when you're putting it in. Nobody wants a twisty-wisty waistband. And just like that, we're back at the beginning. Let's go ahead and pin these two ends together. Check our elastic for twists. We don't want it to be twisted in here. Move some of this fabric around too, which can also cause the elastic to kind of fold and bend over. We don't want that either. So let's get this around like so. Okay, we're doing all right. Now let's find our opening. Thought I saw the opening over here. Yeah, it's an open spot. Let me go on and re-sew this. This is probably that spot I was thinking about, and I was like, oh, I think I might have missed it. Let's go ahead and fix this section here. Snip off this little bit of excess here. All right, make sure we didn't stitch any, snip any stitches. Snip the tails here. All right, we're good. We gotta check this waistband, make sure we got it on good. Except for our hole, you know, our opening that we left on purpose. Okay, good. So it's in there. Let's go ahead and find the safety pin now, because it's all way in there. All right, let's go ahead and pull it out just enough to overlap and stitch it. We are going to overlap it by about, I don't know, 1/4 inch. Overlap like so. Make sure you keep the elastic straight. And we're going to zigzag up and down about 4 or 5 times. Let's get this on, y'all. All right, go up and down about 4 or 5 passes. That should be sufficient. You can do more. I wouldn't really suggest doing less, but you can definitely do more. Okay, here we go. Now we've got it attached. This is the bottom side, top side. Now pull it so it's fully in there, And then we're gonna finish sewing that up. We're gonna sew this open and close. Whatever stitch you used before is the stitch you'll use now to close this up. Don't forget to snip your tails. Okay. Oh, forgot to put a tag in it. Okay. But and just like that, we have a pair of shorts. Now, because this is knit, it won't fray. We can choose to stop here and not finish the bottom. I do want to put a tag in here. So I'll just grab this piece of fabric I have here. No, I'll grab this piece of fabric I have here. No, I'll grab this piece of fabric I have here. And I'll sew this little piece inside of these shorts. I meant to sew it in the waistband, but it slipped my mind. I didn't do it. So I'm just gonna sit it underneath this and just sew over it again so I can attach it in there. All right, just a little tag to identify the back. All right, there we go. Let's now go to a basting stitch, which is a straight stitch. It's the longest or the widest straight stitch your machine can do. Not widest, longest straight stitch your machine can do. I'm gonna measure up 1/2 inch and do a basting stitch all the way around. All right, so we've done that. All right, y'all, we have 1/2 inch mark with our basting stitch. What we're going to do is fold it up and then straight stitch, and that's our hem. All right, we're going to fold it over at our 1/2 inch basting stitch line. Press my seam allowance to the back and a straight stitch all the way around for the hem. Back short. Pause as often as you need. If this were woven, you could definitely iron it. You can iron polyester on the low setting, but see if we can pull out some of these. The basting stitch thread. Let's do the other leg. All right, and our hem is done. And now our shorts are done. Look at that. Doo, doo, doo. We did it. We made a pair of shorts. Follow me for more.